thanks for the son that gave me so much joy and love. I love you, my son, and I shall always continue to love you.
When we're picking flowers, we want to go out and pick the best flowers, and the Lord wants to do the same. And those were his flowers that he chose to pick.
I had nightmares. They didn't start to occur for about a month after the crash. And I couldn't sleep, and then that's when I became involved in doing drugs. It was the guilt thing of, you know, I should have died when they died. It was real rough life during that period of time. And my grandmother said, that's a terrible thing to happen to your friends. She says, but you got to get life started again.
If Marshall University was good enough for those guys to give their life for, it had to be good enough for me to stay there and play and help build the program, knowing that it was going to be a struggle because of where we were starting from.
All right, here we go. Everybody on that field right there. Now, I wore the rings out for you again this morning. Hadn't had them on. The ring right here, Marshall University, Thundering Herd. Marshall University was the winningest football team in the 90s. Won more games than any college football team throughout the 90s. Coming from 1970, the year the plane crashed. 30 years ago, a plane crashed and killed a whole football team at Marshall University. Okay? That's why I was a freshman football player at that time. And the way we won these rings were with a group of guys that were willing to put it on the line and sacrifice anything that was asked of them to win. And that's what you got to do, and we could do it. Find your spot.
So let's go.
Here we go, seniors. Let's get it done. Hit it running. Oh, come on, sophomores.
In the blink of an eye, I went from being one of the youngest players on the team to one of the oldest players on the team.
Come on, Tyler, come on.
All of a sudden, you feel that sense of just being lost, you know, because I had looked up to those guys. I mean, what do I do now?
Game week. Come on, 7-8, come on.
The plane crash represented a severe setback. Do we drop football at Marshall University because it would be easy to do? They're not winning. Let's cut the losses, drop the program, put that money in something else. But then enough people made the decision not to do that and made a commitment that we'll have football at Marshall. We'll build a team from the ground. And Jack Lingle came in, started to try to mold us into a team.
I think that our program, starting with spring practice, we have an opportunity to exemplify what I think is one of the greatest lessons in athletics, and that's to face adversity, get back up off the ground, and go on to continued success. To this end, we're committed as an institution, as a town, and as a football team.
I always thought Dr. Donald Edmond had made me the acting head coach, but I was told later that no, that hadn't happened. And yet I felt an obligation to stay to a certain point. And we continued to try to recruit, which, looking back on it, probably was the best thing for any of us, you know, being connected to the program and having a tragedy like this happen. And the best thing that can keep your mind off your problems is hard work.
It was almost a joke to play Marshall because the team was built with my freshman class, the injured players that didn't make the trip, and walk-ons. They named us the Young Thundering Herd. The opening home game of the season, we played Xavier. People remember that game more than probably any game they've seen because it was so unbelievable. Beautiful day. It must have been 100 degrees down on the turf. And, I mean, the stadium is packed. I was a starting quarterback. You know, they were watching a new team, but you would see a number, and without even thinking, you start cheering for a guy that was dead. late in the game. They went ahead. And we're going to get this ball one more time. Either we're going to make it happen on this one or we're going to lose this game. So they call this play 5-13 bootleg screen. Now, I've dreamed about this moment. And when I took the snap, the gun sound, the official fired the gun, game's over with. So I faked the dive into the line, bootlegged away, looked down the field. Here's Terry Gardner laying over in the flats. I dump it off to Terry. Terry Gardner takes it in the end zone. Touchdown. We upset him.